Yo, hey, it's the Hatening, it's Hoop. We are back, or I am back. You know what I mean when I say we're back. I'm back. Hello, hi, I'm right here. Today I want to talk about good jobs. And getting or having or whatever the fuck. And I wanted to talk about this for a while, but it's been on my mind recently, I guess, just because it's another year and things aren't getting any better for everyone and the economy is going to fucking shit. And I've been thinking a lot about what I'm doing with my life, and the homies are also sort of in similar boats, it seems, where I'm watching people sort of shift careers and shift jobs and trying to find better options. And that's really scary right now because the economy's in such a slump. If you're comfortable where you are, a lot of people are doing that. I'm not really seeing a shit ton of people dropping what they're doing and really, taking the risk of getting a new job. But I don't know. Just everyone has had that conversation with someone, right? If they're not in a crazy good career, right? I can't tell you how many fucking times I have been asked by older family members or people who I've known for a while when I'm going to get an adult job, right? When I'm going to get a real job. And it's fucked. Let's not, beat around the bush. Asking someone when they're going to get a better job or a good job is fucking ridiculous. It presupposes that you can just get a job whenever, and the job market is fair and equitable and just, and based on nothing but qualification, you can get shit, which I think that anyone born after 1985 has realized just isn't the fucking case. And it's all luck and circumstance and shit like that. You don't just get a good job anymore. Or rather, you have to get a good job in order to be comfortable. Meaning, you can't just have a job and then be set, right? The minimum wage doesn't mean anything anymore because it's not tethered to standard of living. So it's not back in the day, and this is very anecdotal, I know, but it's you can't be a fucking Al Bundy type dude who is a shoe salesman and then can afford a multi-bedroom house and kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a fucking janitor or any of these jobs that people don't look at as being good and be able to support a fucking family. That's just not how it is. So if you want to be comfortable or successful in air quotes, you're expected to get these higher echelon, top tier jobs. And I feel the older generation or older generations rather are so stuck in that mindset that when they look at people who aren't making how it fucking what six figures, or people who aren't making upper five figure salaries and shit, that you're just waiting to do so, and that's the end goal. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how many times I have been approached by people who are asking when I'm going to get a better job, when I'm going to get a good job, do I want a better job and stuff. And it's it's insulting, to an extent, because I'm not a fucking doctor, but my job matters. Most jobs fucking matter to some degree. But it's who the fuck are you to ask me that and assume that you know what I mean? It never comes off you're coming from a good place when you ask that question. You know what I mean? And there's a lot that goes into getting these high paying jobs. And I don't know, I don't know if they're really feasible anymore as a career goal. If it's really worth it, is debt from law school and medical school worth pursuing a career in those fields? You know what I'm saying? I personally never understood working your ass off in your 20s and 30s and 40s. So if you live to be 50, 60 and up, you can chill. But that's just me personally. And I guess that's neither here nor there, but like, I don't know, whenever people talk about like good jobs and like getting good jobs and having like a lucrative career, like, I don't know, like it just like grosses me the fuck out. Like, and it has nothing to do with like personal politics or anything, but like, it's just super fucking rude. Like, to automatically assume that like everybody who like isn't like, you know, a fucking like orthodontist, just like that's what they want to do and that's what they want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone wants to be comfortable, sure. Like, and who wouldn't want to like be able to do the things they want to do and be afforded that luxury? But like the fact that like you don't have like a cool, glamorous, like lucrative job, like doesn't make you lesser than anyone who does. And I feel like that attitude still is like very prevalent in American society, especially like with older people. You know, now like I do know like people my age or younger who still believe in the American dream and, you know, are in school and are on these career paths where, you know, their goal is to make $100,000 next year, where their goal is to graduate school and get put into these, you know, programs. And like, if that's what you're doing, like, that's cool, I guess. Like, you know, I'm not going to fucking knock it at all. Like, that's not for me, you know, but like when people start looking down on others who aren't like striving to like get to that class, like, it's fucking stupid and gross and makes me really fucking mad. Like, I can't really like, I don't have like, not, I don't know, like, it's really hard for me to like talk about like financial stuff or like, you know, career stuff or job stuff with people like that, because like, I don't know, like, I don't think of like work as like something that I want to do. It's what I have to do to survive. You know what I mean? But then like people who have this attitude of like wanting, I don't know, like it's just fucking weird. And also like, I don't know, like with like the American class system and just like how wages are like distributed, like, and shit, like it gets really weird when you hang out with people who make a lot more money than you. Like, I don't know how to really put that poetically or gingerly. Like, it just fucking is, and it's really uncomfortable. You know, like, and I'm not even talking about like your rich friends. Like, let's say you make like 30, 35, 40 grand a year, and then when you hang out with like people who make like 80, 90 a year, they live completely different lives than you do. You know what I mean? And it makes it difficult to fucking hang out sometimes because you can't afford the shit that they want to do. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the show before. I feel like I have. And we all have friends who make like more than you know, just like they make enough to where like they hang out different than you do. And as long as they're not like douchebags about it, like it's not an issue. But sometimes like it can be dicey, you know, and obviously sometimes that's you being like self-conscious or you being defensive or whatever, but sometimes it's like them being insensitive to the fact that not everyone, you know, is balling in that way. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've just like, I feel like recently, like as I've gotten older, you know, and as like my friends have gotten older, like we've all been sort of like questioned by, you know, like our family or people who like maybe mean well, but it just doesn't come off that good when they're like, when are you going to get a real job? You know, when are you going to settle down and get a real job? And it's like, motherfucker, I do have a real job. Like, you know, I work 40 hours plus every fucking week. I can pay my fucking bills. You know what I mean? Like, it just sort of like becomes that thing where it's like, I don't really know if I want to work like 60, 70, 80 hours a week and like be miserable and burn out and not have a life outside of my job. You know, that's something that I have definitely noticed with people who have like quote good jobs for the most part. Like, aside from people who just kind of like stumble into these like crazy, like limited time only, like jobs that wouldn't exist in any other timeline where they just make an insane amount of money doing literally nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we all know those people who just kind of like get put into a position where they're just making insane cash for literally nothing. You know, but like a lot of the people I know who work really hard and are like proud of their career and they have like these, you know, 5, 10, 15 year plans, like they don't seem happy to me. You know, you got to take work home with you. Your work and your career becomes your life. I have no interest in that. You know what I mean? I clock out and I'm fucking done. I don't got to think about that shit till I clock back in the next day. And that's what I prefer, you know, and I think I've come to terms with the fact that, like, I'm probably never going to have, like, a, quote, good job because, like, I want to leave work at work and I want to have a life. You know what I mean? I don't want my life to be my job or my career. And so it does, like, annoy me personally when people, like, ask when I'm going to get a good job. Like, I'm not going to get a good job. I don't want a good job. I just want to have a good enough job. You know what I mean? But that being said, that's the episode. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. If you like The Hatening, please like and subscribe. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Give us a good review, please. Tell your friends. We really live off of people recommending the show to other people. You can find The Hatening on all social media platforms, and from there you can find the individual accounts for myself and super producer Andrew. Take care of yourself and the people around you, and don't forget to tell your friends you love them.